usually in class, I would be starting, and we're gonna start on the couch. You might just have to pull it away because it's a little bit dark in here. So I apologize to everybody if you're having trouble seeing me. I'll try to do my best to verbalize what I'm doing. On the couch, I have pretty thick pillows, and everybody's couch is different. One thing I can't stress enough is that this modification is going to be different for everybody who's practicing at home. So these pillows are thick. I'm going to put this almost as if it's a diamond shape, and this can support the neck. I also have, let me grab a blanket. You can have a blanket rolled for underneath the neck. So I have a fleece blanket here, rolling it a few times, placing this at the top of the diamond, and then again, adjusting as comfortable. Some of you, depending on your couch, if you want to just angle it this way a little bit, some of you may be able to remove the back cushions. I'm not able to do that, so I'm going to leave these as is. And then I'm going to start by sitting up super straight, bringing my sacrum, my lower back as close to the base of that diamond-shaped pillow as I can. Do you want to just come around this way?
Yeah.
Okay. And then slowly I'll sit back. Okay, and this is where you might have to modify, you might have to pad up. It should be comfortable, and you shouldn't feel like your head is going to rock either way, side to side. And then we can either start with a Baddha Konasana, which is the soles of the feet together, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart, right? If your head doesn't feel good, again, readjust. It might feel good even to make like a little neck roll with the blanket. And then you can come into breath. So this first segment, we're not gonna get too comfy because we're gonna just keep changing and figure out what feels best for us for the meditation part. So I'll give you a few different things. You'll be able to change poses on your own. Usually in class, I would come around, I would set everybody up in different ways, but this is a good exploration for what your body needs tonight. Other things that you could do in Baddha Konasana, you could you could stack one ankle on top of one knee, so open up the hips. You could do that with the other side as well. So if you look down as you do this, right, you would have almost like a triangular shape. And then also you could just bring your feet about couch distance apart and knock the knees together. So it looks kind of like I'm relaxing on the couch, which is exactly what I'm doing. But this is just elevating the upper body a bit, giving our head and neck support, and just finding a place to find some peace and calm where we can settle in. If you're noticing that your body is rolling one way or another, you may need to either readjust the pillows, readjust the blankets, and find something stable. So that would be our, we would call this maybe a supported heart bench, even though our chest isn't as open as it might be if we were doing this on blocks. This is a nice, comfortable pose for meditation. So this is option one. Other things that you can do, a really nice one would be to do a modified legs up the wall, but with the couch. So depending on what's going on with behind your wall and depending on how long the couch cushion is, what you would do is you would bring one hip close to the side of the couch cushion. You would swivel your legs up, bottom up. Good. And then here, right, you could probably, you could either relax if this is long enough to support your head and neck, or you can pile a stack of pillows underneath. We'll be doing another heart opener, but this is just one. Might feel good just to stretch the arms, take a couple deep breaths in and a couple deep breaths out. For myself, this is not long enough for me to support my head and neck, so I might choose to do legs up the wall. And legs up the wall, we'll go over here to a wall. Okay, so legs up the wall, and just angle it down, yep. I'm gonna do the same thing. So if it's not comfortable on your couch and you feel like your head and your upper body are kind of swaying, you bring your hips to the side of the wall, swing your legs up. You might need to shimmy your bottom closer. And then there's a few options that we can do here. So either you can keep your legs about hip distance apart with a gentle bend of the knees. Arms can be down to the side with palms face up for receiving, palms face down for grounding, or hands on the heart, the belly. You could also bring the arms up overhead and grab onto opposite elbows. Remember, you're exploring what feels good for your body right now tonight. Other options that you can do with the feet and the legs, you could bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. You could open them up. I don't have a whole lot of room here, so you could do like a straddle. You could also bend your knees and come for a modified squat. And so legs up the wall is really great, very, very gentle inversion to take some of the fluid from the legs that builds up over the day, reduces muscle fatigue, and is really a grounding posture to help people get really comfy. So that's option 2, doing some form of legs up, which is again a gentle inversion. You could either do this on the couch if your personal couch works for that, or you can do something on the ground. The next thing that I'm going to show you, so to come down, you're gonna bring your legs and just move around. I'm gonna come over to my mat. And so I don't have my yoga straps here with me. Maybe you might have to just back up a little bit so that I'm fully in the picture. I do have a normal belt here. Actually, maybe if you go over there, it won't, the brightness. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you a few things with this strap. So this belt is about the distance I would like if it was maybe looped on the fullest length in a yoga class. So like a yoga belt if it was looped. I might do some gentle shoulder openers. So one thing that you could do, I'll just show you the arms. You take the strap or the belt. This could also be a robe, belt, or you could take, I have the dog leash here as well. Dog leash I'd like to save for some of the hamstring stretches. Take the belt, hold it in one hand. I have it in my right hand. Bend your elbow and bring the hands to the top of the neck. And then gently bring your opposite hand to your lower back. Find the belt. And then crawl your fingers up close to one another. Keep one elbow pointing up towards the ceiling, the opposite pointing towards the floor. And for a gentle release, you can pull the strap apart in opposite directions. And then when you're ready, gently let go of the bottom arm. And then you're going to switch, bringing the strap or belt into the left hand, bring it to the top of the neck. Bring the opposite arm to the belt. Crawl your fingers towards one another. Pull the strap apart, one elbow up to the ceiling, one down to the floor. Good, and now with the legs, what you could do is you could either sit in gentle cross-legged seat. You could work on fire log, which is taking one ankle on top of one knee to open up the hips. And then you would do the other side. If you have tight hips like I do tonight, there might be a large distance. I don't know if you can see this between the knee and the ankle, right? And then again, if I put that with the arms together, one elbow up, one elbow down, and then the other side would look like this. So these are all gentle shoulder openers and hip openers that we could do together. Another would be to use, I'm using my dog's leash. He probably thinks I want to play with him right now, as something to help, a strap for hamstring stretching. So I'll lie on my back and I'll put the leash, here he is. He's like, Mom, what are we doing? Let's play. I'll put it underneath the ball of the foot, and the other leg can either be bent flat to the floor or it can be straight out in front of me. And I can gently bend my knee in towards the chest, flexing the foot and slowly kicking the heel up towards the ceiling. If that feels good, you can hold it there, or you can start to bring the leash closer towards the head. If you have a way to secure this, I don't know if I can do this. There might be a way to like create, I don't know if this is my particular leash. I don't know if you can see me. I'm putting this around the back of my head, right? And I'm able to kind of relax and hold my leg here in a gentle stretch. Other things, if I have the foot, the strap at or the leash at the ball of the foot, I can gently take my leg out towards the right and hold it. I like to keep the upper arms on the ground so that they're supported instead of up here shaking, wobbling as I'm trying to work on relaxing and stretching just the hamstring. So keeping the upper arms relaxed, bringing the leg out to the right. I'm breathing slow, of course, throughout this. Again, if you're just joining in now, this is to show some of the options of things you can do while we're meditating and start to develop a home practice for restorative yoga. Slowly taking the strap across the chest, going to the other side in a gentle twist, switching the hands of the dog leash or the robe strap or the belt. And then, of course, doing that on the other side. So one of the things is just kind of being creative and seeing what you have at home that really works to enhance your practice. And a few things, like if you're looking for a substitute for blocks, this sounds like a really common sense, but you know, I don't want anybody to learn the hard way. Just please don't let it be something breakable if you're putting a lot of your body weight on it. You know, no glass or ceramic. And it's slowly coming up. Good. So those three, so a few things. First we did, just to summarize so far, first we lie on the couch. We did the comfortable supported heart bench, right? Which is just basically chilling on the couch, but making sure that your neck is supported and that the upper body is upright. Also great if you had any like chest congestion. It's a way that you can set up your pillows at home to sleep in that position and allow sinuses to drain and things like that. Second was doing legs up the wall or legs up the couch. Third was using the straps for arm, shoulder, hip openers, and then finally hamstring openers. And then we'll move on to another modification that you can do using your couch. So I'm gonna have you just bring that over here. So next you'll need blanket or blankets, especially if your knees are need some extra TLC. I slipped and fell yesterday on my knees. Was not too happy about that, so they're a little bit bruised. I'm in upstate New York right now, and there's not a lot of people up here in Windham, New York, so we went on a hike, and the ground was a little bit slippery. So I'm gonna put a folded blanket here, right in front of the couch for my knees. I'm going to kneel on this. Now, some of you, especially if you have stuff going on with your hamstrings, your hips, you can either put another folded blanket between your upper thigh and your calf, or a pillow right behind there. That might feel good. Okay, so that you're sitting on like this. Or if you want a more of a hip stretch, you can take that out. You can open your knees a bit wider. Sit your hips down, almost like we're doing child's pose. So because putting a pillow or blankets, and it depends on how tall you are too, right? Like everything I'm doing right now is based on, you know, I'm 5'7", and this couch, I don't know how tall it is, but I'm just teaching you from this experience. You'll have to modify. If I'm up too high here, you may need to take an extra pillow to do what we're about to do. Now, my body, it feels comfortable for me to take this out. So I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to take the palms of my hands, bring them to prayer, stretch them out towards the ceiling, and then bend my elbows to touch my hands in prayer at the base of the neck. And then very slowly, I'm going to bend the body forward, extending the elbows, resting my forehead on the side of the couch, right where the seat would go, and just relaxing here. Breathing in deeply. And what that does is it stretches out the tricep muscles, the upper back. Can be a big release for the neck. If you want and you have the flexibility in your neck, you can allow your neck to go in, your head to go in between the elbows. Just make sure you don't have anything pushing on your head and neck to force it. So, and extending the elbows more towards the back of the couch is going to give you a bigger stretch. For even a little more, you can take one hand to either elbow and use it to help your hands crawl more towards the middle of your back. And then switch sides. I like to extend my hands first and do the opposite side. Good. And then slowly push your hands on the couch. Allow it to help you sit up. That felt really good. And then the last position I'm going to show you is going to be a very mild back bend. So this one, we're going to be seated up on the couch to do this, but keep your place on the floor. You will need several pillows. You'll need something to stack up. These are big cushy pillows, so I'm going to stack them right where I was bending over before. So some of you, if you saw like the picture on the Love Integration Instagram or on my Instagram, you may have seen me doing this pose. So it's going to be a very gentle, heart opening pose where the chest will open. So we'll start by sitting up on the couch. You may need to adjust this. So I'm going to sit sideways first, and then I'm going to again bring my legs up the couch. Okay. And I want to imagine that the base here, the edge of the couch, is right underneath my shoulder blades or about the bra line of the back. And then slowly, make sure that you're centered. Slowly release your upper body onto your pillows. Your bottom should be close to the back cushions if that works for you and your couch. If not, you may need to tuck some pillows under your knees. You can ball up some blankets or towels. Towels are great for this sort of thing. And then either you can bring one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Again, my shoulders are off the couch right now. I'm gonna open up the neck. It doesn't have to look backwards. I wanna keep a gentle chin into the chest, but with an open throat here. And if it feels good to, bring your hands out to the side. Now, feet can either stay about hip distance apart, or for me, I think it feels really good to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the side. In fact, can you actually grab a pillow for me? So my one knee is just the basic shape of this couch, makes it so that the one knee is supported on the arm of the chair. And then I have my other knee here. So I'm gonna put a pillow under that, and this feels really good. You can either take the palms out to the side, opening up the pec muscles, the shoulders, and then every time you breathe, just really fill up your lungs, allow your chest and your abdomen to rise, and then exhale out. Deep breath in. My dog is giving me his paw. He likes this. Exhale out. And very slowly, if it feels good to, you can bring your hands to prayer. I call it Charlie's Angels hands, so interlocking the fingers and releasing the index finger, and then slowly bringing the fingertips towards the center of the room. We'll open up the shoulders in a slightly different way. It'll allow a slight arching of the upper back, just at the top of the thoracic spine. Breathing slowly in and out. And depending on how high up your couch is, you could also get a little wrist stretch in by walking your hands, almost like you're about to do like wheel, or put your hands down for upward bow. Bringing your thumbs should be facing each other. The wrists would face the middle of the room away from the couch. and just start gently, gently pressing the palms into the ground. If you feel any strain or tightness, just loosen up on it, and then direct the elbows closer together instead of splaying them apart. It'd be a nice wrist stretch. Good. And then, of course, to get out of this, be very careful, because if you get really, really relaxed or you feel like the blood has been going up to your head, you want to make sure you use your abdominal muscles. So bring your knees in first, slowly bring your chin up, your chest up, roll over. And then there is one last thing that we can do before we start the meditation, and that's lateral side bending at the couch. So that will look like this. So actually, if you want to take that in front. So lateral side bending at the couch, there's a few ways you can do this. I've got my stack of pillows here ready to go. It depends on how high your arm is to the couch. This might be good. You might need blankets, you might need pillows. So I'll show a few options. I'm going to take one blanket and just roll it up pretty tight, put it at the base of the arm, and then bring one hip close. So we'll start on one side. I'll bend my knees. Okay, so they can be staggered, they can be stacked. And then I'm going to reach my rib cage, the side of the rib cage, up on the side arm of the couch, and then slowly reach my opposite arm over like I'm doing a side bend. So you should feel a big stretch in the side ribs that are facing away from the arm, the hip, right? If you want to take the hand to the base of the neck and gently direct your elbow up towards the ceiling. You could also bend the other elbow and bring the hand to your head. And just breathe into the side body. Good. And then if that doesn't feel right, like I know my couch at home has a square shaped arm and this would not work, I would take the pillows and prop them up. Good. And that gives me a little bit different sensation. You could also like stretch the legs out, get creative with the legs, and just really stretch the body apart and then let it drape over. So either grabbing the back of the upper arm. And then if you choose to do lateral side bending, you could do that to make sure you do that to both sides. Also twisting at the couch, you can use the arm to help you. So I'll bring the base of my spine to the arm of the chair, and then one hip will be close to the back. I'll take a deep breath in, straighten the leg closest to the center of the room out, bring the opposite leg over, and then imagine your spine straight. That's why you have to use the back arm of the chair, I should say, the arm of the chair. Spine straight, and gently lift your chest up, contract your abdomen, and then slowly twist. So I'm using my arm against the bent knee to twist deeper. If that feels good, you could stay there, or you could even bring the arm around and use the arm of the chair to help you into this posture even more. Good. And then you would make sure that you switch and that you do the other side as well. So again, it would be one leg straight against the couch. That would be the one that's closest to the center of the room. Make sure that the spine is nice and straight. You can do this against the wall too. Sometimes the couch is like too mushy and doesn't support the spine as well. Take a deep breath in, open up the arm that's closest to the center of the room. Pull your abdomen in and up as you twist. If that feels good, stay there. Otherwise, take your opposite arm over and use it to bring you deeper into the twist. Great. So you have a number of options and different things that you can do. I'm going to lead you now through meditation. Thank you so much. It's my husband who helped me with that. And I'm going to have you start out by finding a comfortable position. Now you can either do that now tonight, or You could do it at some other time, but anytime you're looking for an opportunity to kind of set the mood for restorative practice, the whole point of restorative is just to completely relax and completely surrender. Surrender everything, surrender your body, surrender the mind, spirit. And then I'm going to lead you through the meditation. If you'd like to change positions at any time, you could try any one of the things that we did. I like to remind myself that the spine moves in several different directions. It bends forward. So like child's pose, like the tricep stretch, it bends backwards, like that one we did where we were kind of hanging off the couch on the pillows. It twists from one side to the other. And it also bends laterally. And lastly, you can sit up nice and tall too. So it does all those things. So depending on your practice with restorative, you may want to bring the spine to move in its 7 different directions, or you can stay in one spot and we'll move through Yoga Nidra. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out. Without changing your breath, observe where you're starting. And slowly close your eyes. And allow your body to surrender into whatever you have supporting you. Get really comfy, cozy. Let your eyelids be heavy. Now begin to lengthen your inhale. We'll do slow 6 counts. So inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale slowly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue to breathe. Bring your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. And slowly part your teeth just a little bit. Allow the air to come in through the nose, pass back through the back of the throat, down to the bottom of the lungs, and then slowly come out the same way it came in. Deep breath in. Relax your abdomen, your chest, your collarbones. And exhale slowly, release the collarbones, the chest, the abdomen. Continue to breathe slowly and softly. 3-part breath. And exhale out. And throughout this practice of meditation, you may hear noises either around your house, white noise in this recording. If that happens, just observe it and then let it go. It's symbolic of life. Sometimes there's white noise there, things to distract us, and we come right back to the one-pointed focus. Anytime you find yourself following thoughts, come right back to your breath. It's normal, it's human to examine thoughts. But as soon as the thoughts roll in, let them go out just as quickly. Deep breath in. And slow breath out. Bring your awareness to your mind space. Imagine that you're an observer and you're taking note of all of the conditions of the mind space. If you could assign the mind space a temperature, what would it be? Is it busy and there's lots moving? Is it tepid, calm, relaxed? Is it chilly and it feels like it's hard to sift through your thoughts? Might be hard to focus. Without judgment, just take note of the climate of the mind space. Come back to your breath. Check in with the breath. Breathe in and out slowly through the nose. And on your exhale, sink deeper into your space. Allow your pillows, your couch, your blankets to support you, just like you support everyone you love in your life. It's important to make this time to have sacred space. Find gentle, deep relaxation. Bring your awareness back to the mind space. And imagine a wide open space in nature. Picture what it looks like. It should be something that brings you joy. A scene in nature that brings you joy. Take note of the colors. Take note of the landscape, the color of the sky. If there's any water, note the color of the water and the temperature surrounding you. Begin to populate that space with different plants, maybe grass or trees or flowers, whatever sings to you. What does this landscape look like? And then slowly populate that space with various either people or animals. You get to invite in who you want. The only rule is that it brings you joy. Picture this beautiful landscape populated with beautiful plants, maybe animals, maybe people, or you might just choose to have a sacred space on your own. And visualize which season it is, whatever your favorite season is. Right? We are used to thinking of 4 different seasons: summer, fall, winter, and spring. Maybe your landscape is one of the other seasons, the in-betweens. It could be that beautiful time at the end of August, where it's still warm during the daytime, but might get cool at night. It might be that time like now, where you're outside playing in the sunshine, and then later on the next day it's cool out. There's rain to help the flowers grow nice and tall. For that time, maybe the beginning of June, where you might have rain one day and beautiful sunshine the next. As you walk around admiring roses, take a stroll on the beach, and enjoy a backyard party with friends. Visualize your landscape and the season. And very slowly bring them up to mind. Some sort of circle or cycle. And imagine that represents the change in time. As you start to visualize that space, that environment, that landscape, you start from your favorite season. You slowly turn this dial or cycle through each and every season and subseason. Note what changes about the landscape. What colors shift? What happens to the temperature of the landscape? Is there a new weather pattern? Maybe snow or rain? Again, not judging it, just observing what happens naturally in this cycle of time, the changing of the seasons. Take note of the plants. When do they come? When do they go? Which ones stay? With the animals and people, are there any changes? Examine what is permanent about this landscape and what's changing, ever changing. What's temporary? What about the landscape is cyclical? And as if you're dialing a big wheel, find yourself coming back to that joyous space. The time of year that you admire most. The most comfortable temperature. The weather that you like. Maybe what you see in the distance and what's up close. Allow it to bring ease to your mind and a smile to your face. Inviting joy and love in your heart. Take a deep breath in. Slowly breathe out. I'm going to cycle through some visuals. These will be opposite of one another. This is good at bringing your mind to different emotional, visual, and audio centers in your mind. So without judgment, when I say a word, you'll bring your awareness to whatever the object, shape, thing, place is that I say, and just observe it. And then without holding on for too long, when I say the next image, you bring your mind to the next image. If you get lost, you can always come back to your breath. and then back to my words and start all over again. Cold stream. Warm rock. Soft grass. Coarse tree. Blowing wind. Still lake. Birds chirping. Silence. Children laughing. Willow tree. Wild horses in a field. Old barn. Crackling fire. Ticking clock. Steamy food. Scented candle. Golden sunrise. Moonbeam. Coral sunset. Dewy morning. Daybreak. Twilight. Snowflake. Sunshine. Waterfall. Ice skating pond. Green grass. Red robin. Take a deep breath in and slow breath out. Bring your awareness back to your mind space and come back to the landscape. You find a body of water that's running, maybe a stream or a river. You slowly approach it, one foot in front of the other. Carefully, slowly, you walk in contrast to the wild, moving water. You find a rock to sit on, mesmerized by the rushing water. You peer. You start to notice gentle, dry leaves falling into the water and floating downstream. one by one. The wind picks up the leaves. It swirls them in the air. It drops them on the surface. And they slowly float downstream. You notice their color. You notice their shape. You notice that they seem to be moving more slowly than the water itself. Allow each and every thought to be as the leaves. You begin to take notice of one. And before long, it floats just out of sight. Maybe collecting in a pool somewhere for later, but for now, it's just moving aside before the next one comes into view. It has another different type of texture and color. And it floats downstream out of sight and out of view. Continue to observe the leaves. Observe the thoughts. If they collect in a pool somewhere, you'll have a choice of what you'd like to do with them later. You could either send them on downstream, eventually sift through them, but for now, just watch where they collect. Breathe in and out slowly, deeply, gently. You slowly walk away from the stream. Find a warm spot in the sunshine, not too hot, but just right in your landscape. You find a seat. And you just allow yourself to enjoy the simplicity of the moment. And as you walk away from that stream, imagine that you're walking away from the mind and toward the heart. And that's where this warm space is. So you feel it at the center of the chest. Warmth, a radiance, a glow. Filling yourself up from inside out. Radiating like the sunshine outside of you. You start to take note of the color, almost like an aura. Take note of the color that bathes the body from head to toe. And warmth radiates and joy. Begin to breathe deeper. Imagine the air that fills your lungs is a gentle breeze coming through the landscape, bringing vitality, bringing a new energy to the space of the heart and the mind, tying them both together. With each inhale comes new life. And with each exhale, the wind takes out all the old, whatever that does not serve you. Any old energy goes right out with the wind. Deep, slow breath in. And slow breath out. Gently bring the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Part your teeth just a bit. Allow an energy to pass through the toes and the soles of the feet, around the ankles, relaxing the calves, the knees, thighs and hips. Relax the pelvis and the abdomen. Allow the chest to rise and fall gently. New energy coming through the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, palms of the hands, through the fingertips. Relax the back of your throat. Relax your jaw. Relax the sides of the face. Eyelids heavy. Relax your eyebrow and the third eye. Relax the forehead through the top of the head. Take a deep breath in through your nose and gently exhale out through the mouth. Do that again. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose and exhale out. And ever so slowly, slower than you really want to, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And begin to part the lips or lick the lips. Slowly crack open the eyelids so just a tiny bit of light can start to come in. Reacquaint yourself to this space. Inhale, stretch your arms up over your body. Give yourself a nice big stretch no matter where you are. Maybe rock the hips out, the shoulders. Move around a bit after being in stillness for a while. You can bring your back of your head across your pillow, rocking your head side to side, gently loosening up the neck. You could either stay here, you could go to bed, you could hang out and do whatever you'd like to do that feels nice and cozy, read a book, journal. And thank you so much. So we'll close class with the sound of Om. You slowly bring yourself up to sit. If you'd like to join me, you can take yourself off of mute and start with our hands in prayer. And then this has been my favorite thing. You can take your hands, if you want to show yourself, you can take your hands to the outside of your screen. So it's like we're holding hands with each other on the screen. And we'll Om 3 times. So gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om